Welcome in, Scorpio. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. My name's Lisa. Welcome to my channel, Say Tarot. I did want to give a big shout out to those of you returnees, subscribees. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Our little channel is growing, so however you support the channel, I really do appreciate it. As always, guys, general read. This is going to be mid-month, May to the end of May. That being said, time is fluid, so if you're drawn in by the title, hopefully something resonates for you guys today. So interesting cards that already came out here for you, Scorpio. I'm going to walk you through your oracle cards. Actually, I wasn't even going to pull oracle cards, but when I was, just shuffling all of my decks, I started with Leo and cards came out, so it was my indication from Spirit to pull some oracle cards for each sign, so I have done that. But as always, cross watchers, feel free to swap sides. Same thing for you, Scorpio, if I'm talking about you versus your person. But as always, general reads, just always keep that in mind. Please only take what resonates. And so we're going to dive on in here. Once I talk about your oracle cards, I'm going to talk about, pull some feelings for the person on your mind here, how you're feeling about your person, upcoming actions for mid to end of May, and then I'll pull some hidden messages from your person at the end of the reading. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you weren't aware, I do personal reads, so feel free to reach out to me. It's just sayitsoltarot@gmail.com. The email address is in the description of this reading. So, all right, so let's dive on in here, Scorpio. So definitely from what I can see here, I feel like a lot of you, I might be actually talking to another reader or somebody feeling quite spiritual, somebody really in touch with their guides. You got the Blessed card and Magic here, so that's, pretty substantial. So I feel like you do, everybody has psychic gifts, but I feel like the collective I'm tapping into, either you're just coming into that or realizing that, or just really, coming into believing that the universe is magical, learning about law of attraction and, how you can kind of tap into your personal power here with the Magic card. So I do like it. Really lovely energy. And again, feeling grateful, feeling, having a lot of gratitude, feeling blessed here. So I do love that. Looks like you're, really moving into some beautiful energy here. And we just, as I'm recording this on May 12th, we do have the full moon in Scorpio. So probably feeling a lot better with that full moon coming into your, into your sign. And I do feel like, Scorpio, I feel like you're, really trying to move past whatever happened between you and this person in the past. There is some, I feel like, unfinished business between you and this person. So picking up on that, your person's energy or the underlying energy between you and them for animal spirit, the bottom of the deck was the Scorpion card. So that really, this person really did either hurt you, betray you in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like you're taking, kind of really transmuting that energy, putting it, still having gratitude, using your magic for good, and just believing that things are going to work out however they're supposed to. Kind of like, putting all of your faith and energy into the divine, whether it's with this person or on your own. Spirit is also encouraging you not to let your, your past hold you back. So right now the South Node is in Virgo, so maybe check your chart and see where the South Node is. But right now it is in Virgo. That really talks about kind of like getting, dealing with past karma, moving past previous triggers that this person may have triggered in you, and just kind of like healing yourself and moving forward. And it looks like you're doing that in a lovely way. So that's awesome. Big pat on the back for your guys, for yourselves here. Moving through that energy is not, not easy. And I feel like this person here that you're dealing with, this is somebody who's like been sitting in their ego, somebody who has, has been a little bit shady, shall we say here. I mean, the raccoon has that mask on, so this person definitely could have been wearing a mask for a long time. I feel like there's a lot of underlying energy still at play. I feel like there's a lot of things that you still are unaware of. For some of you, you might be trying to tap into your magic to kind of like understand this person better or this situation. So, which makes sense. You're watching a tarot reading here. to try and gain some insight. So that's one thing about tarot that I don't know, that I really love, or one of the things that really drew me to tarot is just, having that insight, that understanding as to what the heck is really going on here with this person or this situation. So, hopefully I do the same for others here. That's the reason I do these readings, is to help provide you with some insight as to, what's going on here beneath the surface, right? Because sometimes on the surface, it doesn't look like there's much happening, or, this person is kind of giving you the vibes that they don't, they don't care, or you're not on their mind. So it's nice to get those, just get some insight on what's going on with your person. So, all right, so I'm drawn to use this other deck. It's pretty much the regular tarot deck, but the pictures are bigger, so kind of like it. But I am going to draw I'm going to cut instead of, because this deck is too big. So let's see here for feelings. How is this person feeling about Scorpio here? All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles coming out, the Ace of Swords, the Magician, and the Empress. So this person really does see you, Scorpio, as their divine counterpart, male or female. Don't get caught up here in gender, with the beautiful Empress card coming out. So this person knows, I feel like on a soul level, you and this person recognize each other on a soul level, that you are each other's divine counterpart here. This person's going back and forth here in their feelings, trying to determine whether or not they want to either rectify a situation with you, with that Magician card, using all their tools. I feel like this person knows they're going to need everything they got in order to possibly get you back. But you are the real deal, right? I really like the Magician here with the Empress, because that just shows me that this person is recognizing, Scorpio, that you are it. You encompass everything that this person desires in a partner. You are everything. You have everything that you need as well. So I guess just know as well, Scorpio, you've got everything that you need, whether or not you're in a relationship with this person or not. You are enough. You've got, you know how to manifest as well. Use your magic, I feel. And again, this person's in the energy of going back and forth about, the truth of the matter is that you are everything that this person desires. But I feel like it's more fear and or insecurity, or this person being in their ego here in order to take any action. So also gives me the energy that this person knows that they're going to need to put in the work in order to get you back. So, but it's not because they're not seeing you. They are seeing you. So beneath the surface, this person, there is soul recognition between the two of you. So very important connection here for you, Scorpio. That's probably why it's been so difficult, for sure. And again, I feel like this person has some growing to do. I did want to also mention, before I forget, that the underlying energy here from Spirit was the names card number 41. So that's a 5. The number 5 might mean something for you. With that names energy, Spirit's really wanting you for the latter half of May to really pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that you see in names. So this could be your person's name. This could be, somebody important to you, like a grandparent or like a mentor, or but just pay attention to the names around you, because I feel like Spirit is trying to send you some messages. Your guides are trying to send you some messages. So just pay attention to that. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that so I didn't forget. Sometimes I wrap up the reading and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that card that came out. So let's see here how do you feel about this person? Let's get some cards out. How does Scorpio feel about this person? How is Scorpio feeling? So we're going to do the same thing here. All right. How does Scorpio feel about this person? So you feel like you are a teacher to this person with that Hierophant card coming out. And it's not surprising here with that Blessed card and the Magic. So yeah, on some level here, I feel like on a soul level, you're definitely supposed to teach this person, or, that's why you and this person were brought together by the universe. You were, meant to teach them. They were meant to teach you. feel like it's on both sides, but I feel like you're obviously more spiritually advanced than your person here. Yeah, look at that. 10 of Cups. So for some of you, you could have been married to this person, and that ended with the World card because of somebody's ego and or pride. It's really what I'm getting here. Could be a fixed sign. So we have Taurus out. Obviously, a lot of Mercury. So maybe a Gemini. It doesn't have to be, but that's the energy coming out. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, this person, if you were not married to this person, I feel like this is your divine counterpart. You're recognizing that. So is your person here. This person might be still in another situation. So if this is third party, yeah, that has to end before you and this person can come together. So I feel like for some of you, that might definitely be your story here with this situation. This person might still be tied to some sort of karmic situation, especially if you identify as being on a TF journey. That's not, again, that's not going to be all of you, but take it how it resonates here. So let's ask about actions here. What actions, any actions from this person towards my Scorpio here, my Scorpios, for mid to end of May? Is this person going to take any action? What can Scorpio expect here from this person? So, all right, let's see what we get. All right, so I feel like right now there's definitely silence here with that Hermit card coming out. Look at that. We have Emperor and Empress coming out. That doesn't happen very often, guys, so all right, so this person's definitely thinking about the situation here with you, Scorpio, how to rise up. We already kind of talked about that in their feelings that came out. They're not sure how to approach you here. And, you know, that's pretty apparent here with the Emperor and the Three of Wands. This person's thinking about, you know, themselves, doing some self-reflection on what they need to change, how they need to step up here. And they're definitely thinking about how to approach you here, Scorpio. What's the best thing to do here? That Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like let's ask about that Three of Wands. Can I get a card of timing on this Three of Wands, Spirit? Could be 3 weeks. Usually wands can represent weeks. Why the Three of Wands here, Spirit? All right. I feel like this person right now, they're feeling a little bit unbalanced. You know, the King of Cups is somebody who's kind of being a little bit stoic. Sometimes the King of Cups, you know, they don't want any emotion to spill over. They're, you know, in this card, he's hanging on to those cups pretty good, despite the waves that are, you know, beneath him here. So really trying to examine how they feel about the situation and trying to kind of get control over their feelings, their emotions. So I feel like right now, again, you know, they're in hermit mode, so they're taking a step back from the situation, examining what it is that they need to do, what they need to change, really trying to get in touch with their heart, I feel, about what's the best thing to do here in this situation with you. Let's get a card on the Seven of Pentacles. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles here and this person's actions, Spirit. The Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this person's trying to understand either why you walked away or whether or not they should walk away from a commitment. So if this is third party, they're trying to determine whether or not that's the best thing to do here in a situation. I mean, obviously, if it's third party, they're going to have to, you know, they're going to have to in order for the two of you to be together. So if this person isn't married, they could just be in a relationship with somebody else. That is also a possibility here. For those of you that were married to this person is knowing that, you know, they were in their ego here. And that was probably what caused the issue here between the two of you. you know, this person not wanting to change, not wanting to kind of meet you in the middle. So they're thinking about, you know, either walking away from another person and or walking back towards you. And it's funny because we have the 8 and the 10. So usually, you know, the next card is the 9 of cups, and then we have the 10 of cups down here. Yeah, so what's the best thing for this person to do? You know, should they just let you walk away? Should they take some action? And again, seeing you as their empress here, you know, and how do they really feel about that? So again, I feel like this person's waiting for the right time to kind of express some emotion here to you and trying to come up with some sort of game plan about what's the best way to approach Scorpio here. And understanding kind of, I feel like, their part in the breakdown of this relationship as well. So a lot of attraction between you and this person, you know, magnetic attraction. And look at that. Look at that. We have the Ace of Wands, the Sun, and the Moon. And then the 5 of Cups. So a lot of regret about not seizing the opportunity when they had it, or not appreciating you here, Scorpio. But I feel like, you know, they're being drawn back to you or down this path here with the moon. But there is fears, right? This person definitely is dealing with some fears, some ego, some shadow here. So that makes sense to me for sure. All right. So I don't know if you're going to hear from them by the end of May. I feel like it might happen more in June because this person is in hermit mode. And with that 3 of Wands coming through, like kind of, you know, 3 weeks, that's like the first week in June. So let's see here if Scorpio is going to take any action. I don't think you are, Scorpio, but let's see what comes out. Scorpio going to take any action here, Spirit? Scorpio going to take any actions towards this person? And again, this person's going back and forth here with that 2 of Pentacles. But what's the best route to take here to get back to you? All right. It's strength. I'm not surprised to see this, Scorpio. So you are overcoming the desire to reach out to this person. And again, I feel like it's very hard to sit back. And, you know, I feel like it was very hard to leave the situation in general. But I definitely feel like for some of you, you know, the illusion of this person or what they portrayed, I feel like was somewhat different. So again, I feel like there was some sort of like betrayal in some way, shape, or form here that you learned about. But I feel like, you know, the connection was just too strong here for you to completely forget about this person. You know, there's that 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. So I do feel for a lot of you that this person is still tied to another situation that hasn't ended. But again, that's not going to be for all of you. So I feel like you are resisting doing anything here, Scorpio. So I love that. I feel like, you know what? This person wants you back. Let them show you, you know? They're going to have to like put in the time, put in the effort to win you back. End of story. So I feel like, you know the difference whether or not somebody's, I feel like you see through this person now, or you see clearly who this person is. You know, I feel like you see their shadow, you see that mask that they were wearing. I feel like at some point, I feel like you're not going to be, you know, Pickles. Sorry guys, that's my cat. Wanting out. You're going to have to wait a minute, Pickles. So I love that you're standing your ground here, Scorpio. I love that. Again, not easy. So let's get some hidden messages from this person. Hidden messages. What is something that Scorpio doesn't know here in this situation with this person? This messages from this person's higher self, Spirit. What do you want to share with Scorpio here? And I'm just going to split this in half because I can't hold it the whole thing, but we'll do both halves of the deck. Messages for Scorpio here. Messages for Scorpio, please. All right, we have please do what is best for your heart. So that gives me the impression here this person doesn't want to hold you up. I don't want to be who I used to be. You deserve better. The bottom of the deck is emotions overwhelm me. We're going to take that. And this half of the deck, I wish to be like you. So again, you showing up here as the teacher here, that here font. And again, I feel like this person recognizes that. I wish I could understand you. The passion I feel is overwhelming. I don't know how to handle this. Yeah, and then I have to let you go to find myself. So you and this person could have been in no contact for a while for some of you, whether there's been little or no contact. Again, I feel like this person actually has a lot of admiration here for you. I feel like this person, doesn't want to hold you up here, Scorpio, either. But again, really being drawn to each other, I feel like this person's being woken up on some level. So they might definitely be going through some sort of, spiritual awakening here on some level with the Hermit. So I like actually that, even though it sucks that you and this person are not, together right now, or, maybe even talking, but I like that they are in the Hermit energy because this person did need to get there. So whatever happened between you and them, it's, really caused this person to kind of take a step back and do some self-evaluation. And I mean, that's the only way you're going to get any growth. So I feel like, the universe is forcing this person, or not forcing them, but whatever happened between the two of you, this person is realizing that they need to step up. They need to make some changes. I'm surprised we didn't see the death card, actually. I might look in the deck and see where the death card is here before I end your reading. And they are, feeling sad. I feel like this person does miss you. I feel like this is very missed opportunity, or they like really screwed up here. And they are seeing that. I feel like they are seeing their self-sabotaging ways here. But, that passion and that magnetism between the two of you, it doesn't go away. It still exists. So I feel like sometimes that's the hard part, especially if you're on a TF journey or you identify as this person, whether it's TF or just soulmate, makes no difference. But that draw to each other, that bond, um, sometimes people don't understand, like, why can't you let this person go? They're no good for you. Look what they've done. But at the end of the day, you need to listen to your heart. And sometimes you have to just take a step back and realize that this person knows they need to make some changes. I can't make it for them, but that's the hard part, right? Because you could be together helping each other, but sometimes the universe, throws that tower so that, you know, that you don't deserve to be a part of that. This person needs to do it on their own, and you can't do it for them. As much as you love them and you wish that you could, you just can't. So that's the hard part, because those feelings and your heart, it's tugging on your heart all the time. This person's tugging on your energy. So so give some compassion here to yourself here, Scorpio, because again, I feel like you are doing that. I love that you came through with the blessed energy, because I feel like you're transmuting what happened and using your magic to turn it into something positive, and trying to find the joy in the everyday, even though the situation has been difficult for you. So let's just see where the death card is. I'm just curious. I just want to see what it's surrounded by here in this deck. Yeah, there it is. It is in between the King of Wands and the Four of Pentacles here. So yeah, this person has been resisting making these changes, but they know that in order to kind of move towards you here, they're going to need to take some action and make these changes and kind of like get out of their comfort zone here in order for things to come together. So this is uncomfortable for this person. So I do feel like this is a very important moment or moment in time here I'm getting for this person. So whatever happened between you and them, I feel like it was supposed to happen this way. I feel like, you know, you'll understand more later why. And again, I know that's hard, especially if your heart is really hurting right now. But you know, everything happens for a reason. So again, this person was meant to get into this hermit energy. So I like that. And again, I feel like, you know, in June you definitely might hear from them with that Three of Wands card. I feel like it's, again, this person's going back and forth here about how to approach you, what's the best step, and really do a lot of self-reflection. So I feel like, you know what, you don't want to hear from this person until they've done it. Um, you know, because you just don't want them showing up with the same energy as before. So as hard as it is to be apart from each other right now, I feel like it's much needed time for you as well as your person here. So, all right, guys, I hope this reading helped. Hopefully it made sense. And thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully I will see you in your next June reading. As always, you know, love and light. Take care of yourselves. Look after your heart. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.